So I'm not the biggest fan of manga. Most of the good ones have an anime that I'd much rather watch instead, and most manga that haven't been animated just don't appeal to me that much, cause why haven't you been animated yet? You garbage? Oh no, the Kingdom manga's an exception though. I tried watching the anime first like I always do, because it had an 8 rating on Mal, and I don't know where anyone got that number from. You know, One Piece is an 8, Hajime no Ippo's an 8, Kingdom wasn't an 8 to me, but saying that, there was stuff when I was watching, you know, some parts were here and I was like, I like this bit's good, I like this character, this bit's good. So I thought I'd give the manga a go, just see if I could boost my experience, and that's pretty much exactly what happened. I was addicted to the manga for like 3 days straight, no joke. I'd pretty much just wake up, brush my teeth, and then scroll through the manga all day. I didn't need any food or water, I didn't message any of the boys or even talk to my mum. I was pretty much living off of my own vibes, if you guys get me. And to that one guy who's, Anbuubs, I read Kingdom in 5 minutes, I read Berserk in 5 minutes, I read One Piece in 5 minutes. Well done. It's not a race, okay? When I read manga, I don't be skimming it, I be sniffing deep into each and every panel. I'm trying to squeeze as much out of the experience as possible, even if it's free. But it should still tell you how godly the manga is, cause, you know, Kingdom's 600 chapters long. To hold that level of concentration is crazy. But before I try and tell you guys, you know, read the manga, or before you try and show this video to a friend to get them hooked, you know, you need a checklist of things to look out for, cause if you do get addicted, this video could ruin some lives. I'm gonna call it the BBC check. Y'all know I already got that BBC, man. Alright, the first thing you gotta look out for is how the new Kingdom manga reader is behaving. Are there any changes? Do they post screenshots 24/7 then disappear? If you ever catch them sending General Oki lip pics to the Discord, they're addicted. The next thing you need to look out for is the appearance of the Kingdom reader. Take this example, right? Kingdom manga readers don't eat. Or if you look at a spine, a normal spine has that S shape, healthy, curvy. But Kingdom manga readers don't need that. They have a C-shaped spine because it helps them with their theories, their hunches. Get it? Cause like, now, this is probably the most telltale sign of a Kingdom manga reader. Imagine you're getting hyped every chapter for 600 chapters. What are you gonna be doing? Screaming and jumping, right? So a Kingdom manga reader is gonna find that their bodily fumes have formed an aura so thick that only another Kingdom reader can walk through it. I call this the Conqueror's Haki, or Color of the Supreme Kingdom. But now that I've added more filler to this video than Period did with Bleach, let's get into the story. Spoilers for chapter 1. So, the story takes place in the Warring States period of China, and it starts off following this poor orphan boy Shin, or as I like to call him, King Dumb, because the only thing emptier than his pockets right now do be his head. He gets beat on the daily by this ugly landlord, and his even uglier kid, and then gets beat again when he spars his bro Hyo, who has the same dream as him. They want to become the greatest generals in history. And if that sounds pretty generic, you gotta bear with me, because the whole story's about to flip. Alright, so one day, when Shin and Hyo are sparring, you know, they're working on their craft and that, Hyo gets scouted by an influential member of their province to become a military officer. But Hyo and Sho have the same level of class and skill, so that's a red flag. I don't even know what's going on there. Well, basically, Hyo takes the offer, then a few days later, Shin finds him dead on his doorstep. His last words being encouragement to Shin, telling him to go grab their dream for the both of them. There's also some political stuff that I'll let you guys watch, but that is just the first chapter. It gets a lot better from there. You end up following Shin on his come up from being an absolute nobody to having whole units in his command, whilst a bunch of Death Note style politics are happening in the background to add even more stakes to the fights. Now, normally when I be reading fights in manga, it looks like the artist just jazzed on the page. And I'm not even hating on it, because I like to think of myself as an artist, so I get how difficult it must be to try and like depict the action in the art, but there's nothing worse than being super hyped for a fight that's been built up in the manga. You scroll and there's just ink scribbles. Now I have to max out my brain power just trying to imagine what could have happened. Kingdom really doesn't have this problem though. The fights have crazy impact, and even though several armies are fighting, you can always pretty much tell what's going on. And it's just hype, okay? I've been trying to waffle out of my house as to why people should read Kingdom, but it's honestly just crazy hype. Well, for most of it. Now, I don't really have cons for anything I enjoy, because I really just blank out most of them and try to focus on the good things for the stuff I enjoy. But there are some things that you have to think about before you get into it, especially if I'm going to recommend this to people. So, firstly, some of these characters have the thickest plot armor you've ever seen in your life. I'm talking one chapter these guys could be stabbed through the heart, next chapter they'd be walking around like they're okay. Second, the story is kind of meant to be historic. It's supposed to follow the Warring States period in China, but randomly they just be super soldiers and gods like walking about, and that can be so jarring. So if you're not a fan of that stuff, you want to stick to the history stuff, Kingdom probably isn't for you. The last one isn't really a con, but a lot of people who are trying to get into Kingdom, they've just come off something like Vinland Saga, Berserk, and they're looking for that same character development, that same depth. And like I said, I just find Kingdom really hype. So in my opinion, it hasn't got that same level of depth, but it's still my favorite. So if you guys aren't looking for any of that, you don't mind the cons, get into it and let me know what you think of the manga, and let me know what you think of the video. If you enjoyed, leave a like there. If you don't enjoy, leave a dislike. Give me some constructive critique. Always looking to improve, and I'll see you guys later.